the exercise pill, okay? I've already spoken to a few of you at lunch, and some of you have told me you're already converted to this exercise pill. Some of you have told me it's too hard. Some of you have told me I don't have time. Some of you have told me I don't know what to do. My idea today is to not leave you with a book full of notes. My idea today is to leave you guys with a message and a mindset. Does that make sense? I'm not here, I've got forms at the back that will tell you, the disease, the latest research articles on that disease, and will also give you the exact prescription, the pill for that disease, whether it's prevention, whether it's management, or whether it's cure. Okay, you can read that. It's on a 2-page booklet. If you look at the back, I'm pretty sure Dave, no, not that one. Of course, he picks up the wrong one. Oh, it's all gone. Well, I hope you all have them in your hands. The point is, I can get you more, just let me know and I'll send you more. What I'm trying to say is the information often isn't the issue. What often is the issue when it comes to physical activity is the mindset, is the lifestyle, is the practice, okay? So I feel like I would be doing you an injustice if I just left you with information that you already knew. What I'm hoping to do is not only give you information that you don't know, but give you a way in which to digest that information and to apply it. Make sense? You're all with me? You're all jumping out of your seats? I've got a few nods. That's close enough to jumping out of your seats. So we talked a little bit with David, Dr. Schiller, we like to call him. We spoke to Dr. Schiller about the 3 M's. Does anyone remember what the 3 M's stood for?
Movement.
Yeah, that's the only one I'm doing. Say them again.
Mind and metabolism.
Beautiful. Okay, so mind, body, okay. Metabolic, which was nutrition, Nili did amazing there. Blew our minds. And there's obviously 2 hours more of that to go when she emails it to us. And movement. So guess what I will be talking about after my parents paid a lot of money, 5 years of university, I learned all about movement, okay? So this was actually my lecturer, my favorite lecturer at university. He started basically the profession of exercise physiology, which is what I am in Australia. No, it does not exist in Israel. Yes, one day it will exist in Israel because like Nili said, there are specialists in pain management, there are specialists in nutrition, there are also specialists in movement, okay? And the reason why your doctor says to you, go do exercise, and you come back each year with minimal change in your physical activity is because he is not the specialist in exercise. And the reason he tells you to go on a diet or do things and you come back a year later and you have not made those changes is because he is not a nutritionist, okay? I loved the platform Nili stood on and spoke about. So if exercise were a pill, it would be the most widely prescribed pill in the world with no side effects. Who is that new news for? Who doesn't really resonate with the idea that exercise is as powerful as a pill? It is medicine within itself. I'm going to assume you're not asleep, that you didn't put your hands up because you all agreed. I probably should have done the opposite. I probably should have said, who knows that this is true? Oh, there's going wild. All right, beautiful. Beautiful. So I posted this to my online community, okay? And I wanted to see what came back. I wanted to see what they would have spoken about if this was their topic. And this is what came back. The side effects. Improved mood, weight loss, increased energy levels, reduced blood sugar levels, reduced blood pressure. I really like my skull and crossbone. That took me a while to find, guys. Thank you. Increased strength, reduced risk of falls, and then one of my friends, Eva Stein, she added in advisory label caution warning, potential for addiction. I was like, if that's their worry, if they're so worried that they're going to get addicted that they don't get started, I've done half my job, so I'm not worried. But anyways, I thought that was a really good insight into, what we call side effects, because she's right, and the community were right. There are side effects, but these are the side effects we're talking about when we talk about movement. We're not talking about the side effects like Nili was talking about with statins.
Or antidepressant.
Say again? Beautiful. Mood elevation is a huge, huge part. And we're going to get to that. We're going to talk about all these elements. All right. So let's break it down a little. Okay. It's always good to see people doing something that you might do more of, smiling. Okay. So let's break it down. When it comes to exercise, we've got the short-term benefits, or the here and now, the general health and well-being, or the feeling of goodness. Do we agree? I feel better today, my mood's elevated, my energy's elevated. We're going to go through that. Then we also have the other side of the coin, the idea that it's going to help me in the future. You're laughing because you're like, I'm not going to say what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. It's a lovely lady. The point is, we want to maximize our longevity, and we want to maximize our quality of life with our longevity. Okay, so we often do it for prevention, then we do it for management of whatever condition we have, and we could even use it for treatment. And if you look at the page that I printed out, the table, it actually shows you what actual chronic diseases or illnesses exercise cures. And when I say cures, I mean, it doesn't mean you're not still predisposed to getting it back if you stop exercising. I mean, while you're exercising, you show no symptoms of this chronic illness. Therefore, in my opinion, you are cured. Can we all agree on that? Beautiful. So we're going to look at the science of exercise, because my parents paid a lot of money, and I always feel bad coming here and telling them that I'm a personal trainer when I really studied a lot of science on the behind the scenes of why I do what I do with my clients and why I educate them in the way I do. So I'm going to give you guys a bit of the insight into the education side of things. Okay? So the health and wellness benefits, it's quite small, it's quite blurry, so I'm going to take you through it. Energy boosting, brain power, muscle mass, boost of endorphins. I think you were talking about antidepressant, boost of endorphins. Being more social, limited sick days, improved blood pressure, improved heart and relaxation. Those are the here and now. That's nothing new. Those are those side effects, those horrible, horrible side effects that I spoke to you about. Okay? Then on the forms, whoever got them and whoever didn't, like I said, I will be more than happy to send them to you. We have the studies that take us through the prevention, the management, the cure, and then the exact, like you're writing out a pharmacological prescription form. What do you guys call it? A script. Like I'm writing out a script for a medication. People should be able to write out a script for the type, the intensity, and the frequency of exercise someone would do to prevent, manage, and treat these conditions. Okay, so Alzheimer's disease, you can prevent it and slow it. You can manage muscle wastage. You can improve physical and mental functioning throughout. You can improve mood and depression, and you can lessen behavioral problems. If you look on your sheet, if that's something that's relevant to you, it will tell you exactly what you need to do, physical activity-wise. I want to put a disclaimer out there, much like Nili. If your doctor recommends you to do something, or if you have a specific condition, I'm not saying go out there and dive in. I'm saying speak to your doctor. Ask him, is this something that would be appropriate for me, and do you know someone that can help me? If he says my name, brilliant. If he doesn't, still give me a call, okay? Next, cancer. Who knew exercise is actually involved in the prevention of at least proven 3 cancers: colorectal, breast, and endometrial cancer. There are 3 others. Does anyone know the 3 others that it's borderline? David? Prostate? No? You don't know these? Pancreatic, beautiful. And what else? Ovarian, yeah. Who said that? Beautiful. That's also on the borderline. So there are studies done there. Sorry, I'm going to go back. There are studies done there to show that they're coming towards the conclusion that it does prevent, okay? In terms of treating, what does it do, or management of symptoms, whilst people are taking their chemo, it's also used to manage body image issues, improve mood, reduce hospitalizations, increase their chances of completing their chemo, okay? Facilitate rehabilitation post-chemo, okay? Then they also have done studies specifically breast cancer for some reason. I think that's one of the areas of cancer that has the most funding, and I think that's why, not because it's the most prevalent, it's probably got the most funding. They have found that actually people who do exercise post-chemo actually reduce their risk of relapse. So it's part of their like continued, you know how they take medication to prevent relapse? Their exercise is their prevention pill as well, okay? So I want you to start seeing exercise more as a medicine, okay, than just as something that would make me feel good, something that would be nice to do, something that would be good for my health. We're going to go on. Obviously, heart disease is something that you guys have heard a lot about with exercise. Osteoporosis, I don't know if a lot of people realize, but together with nutrition, osteoporosis or the bone density is improved through slight vibrations through the bone. That slight vibration is caused by low impact exercise, okay? So that is part of osteoporosis, not just prevention, not just management, but for some people, it's part of their cure, okay? And we know osteoporosis is a high risk. If someone is a high risk of falls, then they end up having a lot of other issues related to falls, okay? We know it's related to hypertension, depression, asthma, back pain, arthritis. Whichever one you have, whatever you have, I'm happy to send you the information on it. Like I said, I'm not here for the information. I just want to tantalize you that there is a ton of information. So this is the real question. We're all here today, and it's not just to look at a beautiful picture, okay? I don't know if you can read it, so I'm going to read it to you. If exercise didn't involve a whole lot of self-motivation and actual physical activity, but instead came in a pill, it would be hailed immediately as a wonder drug. I kind of pictured like, you know, Gal Gadot, whatever her name is. I kind of pictured her like promoting exercise, like the wonder pill. You know, she's Wonder Woman. Anyway, it's just exciting for me. That's good enough. A few giggles is good. The point is, it really is a wonder pill, and we're not really seeing it that way. We're seeing it as a hassle. Do we all agree? We're seeing it as, no, I told her to heckle me, so it's fun, beautiful, and you can totally be my PR woman for the end of this talk, okay? Most of us are willing to do exercise only if it's within our motivational boundary, and only if it's within our willpower, I guess, complement. Only if it's within our available areas, okay? So we basically love exercise in terms of its benefits. We appreciate its benefits for the here and now. We appreciate its benefits for the future. But what we wonder is why we're not doing what we should or so-called should be doing, okay? And I'm going to hopefully, by the end of this talk, help you guys remove the cap off this pill. Because you know when you get those, you get those new, I don't know, what are they called? Yeah, the child-resistant tops. And you go to the pharmacy and you come home with your pills and you spend like 5 minutes trying to work out like how to take that top off. And then by the end of it, you don't open the top and you're like, I didn't need the medicine anyway. And you put it aside. I don't know if anyone else has done that. I've done that. I'm not very good with child. Maybe, yeah, exactly. The children can do the child-proof tops. So I want to help you guys. I want to give you the instructions to the child-proof top of the exercise pill. Okay? That's what I want to give you, so that you walk away with how to open it, and then it's as easy as taking a pill. Okay? So what am I going to do? I'm basically going to explain to you the background of neuroscience, how it connects to physiology, and then I'm going to turn that into the exercise pill for you. Okay? In this case, it's actually a pill exercising. I don't know how else to represent the exercise pill, but a pill exercising I thought was good. I didn't draw it. I wish I did. And the answer I'm going to give you is going to be the most simplistic answer that you're going to be like, why is she so excited? A. B. Why did she have to go to uni for 5 years to discover this? C. Why when she left uni did she not know this, and did she take another 18 years to figure this out? But you know what? I have enough self-esteem to just watch your faces when I show you the answer, and just see if it does help you, I guess, move past whatever's been blocking you from opening the cap of your pill bottle. All right. I'm actually a bit nervous now because I've built it up a little bit, but anyways. The answer, oh, I should have guessed. Did you guess that?
Well, it's routine. I didn't say habits. In my head it says it's in my schedule. It's part of my routine.
Beautiful, beautiful. And your answer, by the way, of it's fun is one of the signs that something is a habit. But I don't want to jump ahead, but you kind of already triggered a thought for me, but it was a bit early and I should have told you not to speak. No, I'm joking. No, I'm joking. You can always speak. The truth is, the answer is habits. And habits seem so simple. They seem so mundane. However, what I'm going to do is show you how habits, this simple, totally, I'm going to use a weird way of saying it, totally non-sexy, totally unsellable. I have no ability to commercialize this product and sell it to you. I will make no money if you take on this concept. However, I will be happy because as an Eved Hashem, I will be happy to help anyone. What I want you guys to realize is habits is actually the perfect key. You know, everyone's like, what's the secret key for the lock of health and wellness? Like, what's the key? Habits is the perfect key for understanding how it fits into our neuroscience and understanding how that fits into our physiology. And I'm going to show you guys now. Truth is, it's not just habits. Habits aren't good enough. It's actually mini habits. Yeah. Habits are the end point. Mini habits are the starting point. Okay? So mini habits compounded over time actually create habits, and habits compounded over time creates wellness in certain areas of your life, and certain areas of your life compounded into the holistic view of what Nili was talking about: exercise, healthy eating, sleep. I add in stress and hydration, add all those in, you have a healthy lifestyle. But it starts with a mini habit. Beautiful. So let's go through. This is the principle I go off. I don't think you need to detach mind from body, but I do think you need to start using the flow between. Both ways. Exercise will increase the neural regeneration or neurogenesis of your brain, which will open you up to new ideas, and new ideas will open you up to new ways of using your body. Okay? It's a double wave flow. I'm so happy there was something up there. I thought it was blank. Okay. Beautiful. So let's start with Neuroscience 101. This is like taking me back second year of uni, third year of uni. Okay, what I didn't know then was I should have been listening better. What I do know now is I'm really happy to share it with you. So motivation. How does motivation? Motivation is like a bad friend. How is motivation like a bad friend? Does anyone know? This is actually a Michelle Bridges quote. Anyone? How is motivation like a bad friend?
Because it nudges you to do something that you may not want to do.
You've got some good friends. Who else? Why is motivation like a bad friend?
Always there when you need it.
Yes. Actually more than that. It's there when you don't need it, and it's never there when you do. Okay? That's the best way of thinking of motivation. That way, you'll stop relying on it. The reason I'm telling you this is because from a neuroscience perspective, it is the worst foundation for behavior change. Okay? So what are we left with? Then we can turn to self-discipline, or some people call this willpower. Okay? What's self-discipline? What's willpower? Anyone? Nearly, you seem like you're studied up. What's willpower?
You force yourself to do something.
Force, yeah. Okay. Anyone else?
Guilt.
Guilt is willpower.
It's when you deprive yourself of something that you really want.
Okay, so you're saying it's a stop mechanism. Okay. So the way self-discipline is termed is it's when you do something in spite of motivation. So you can use self-discipline with motivation, but the one time you're aware of it is when you do it in spite of your motivation, when either your motivation is neutral or against it. Okay? But what neuroscience also tells us is self-discipline is like a muscle. Which means you got to use it.
Or lose it.
Use it or lose it. Beautiful. Maybe use it or lose it. I've never thought of it like that. What else? What happens to muscles when you use them?
They become stronger.
They become stronger, they become bigger, they adapt, and they become trained. Okay? So your self-discipline, the more you use it, the better you get at using it. Okay? You need to know this, because the only reason habits is so mind-blowing to me and so like, Jules, that's a 5-letter word. H-A-B-I-T. That's I took off the S. That's a 6-letter word with the S. The only reason is because you don't understand how beautifully it sits into the neuroscience. All right? Then we've got ego depletion. What's that? Okay, so ego depletion is related to self-discipline. Ego depletion happens, it's like when you have a muscle that can only lift 5 kilos and you decide to go move the couch that weighs 30 kilos. Okay? This guy's laughing his head off. He's like, I did that yesterday. So what happens? You're wasted. You have nothing left. Okay? And we all know that when we come home at the end of the day, no matter how much we want to rely on our self-discipline, what are we lacking? What are we in ego depletion from? Using our self-discipline all day.
We lack energy.
We lack energy. Energy is often related to self-discipline. We call it energy because we can't term it very well. But we lack the energy to motivate ourselves to do it, and our self-discipline isn't working. That's what we're lacking. You with me? Or, yeah, beautiful. Then, self-efficacy. How does self-efficacy come into this? Why does it matter, our view of ourselves? I like myself. How about you guys? Explain, go. Once again, you said it's the return on investment.
If I want to invest in something and I have confidence that it's going to have a good return, that I'm going to get something out of it, I'm more likely to do it.
More likely, okay. So if I
have self-efficacy and I know that I can accomplish it, something.
Isn't that just belief?
Could be.
Okay. Okay. So belief in what you're doing.
It enables me to accomplish what I'm
Okay. What about the value? What about if you don't value something? So I don't value this relationship. How much do I invest in that relationship? 0, okay? Unless I'm like a need to please kind of person, which sometimes that would fit this category. But let's be human here. You invest 0. What if you value yourself? What if you value your health? What if you value time to yourself? What if you value nourishing yourself, replenishing? If you value these things, if they're related to your self-efficacy, how much more are you willing to invest in them? And that is a strong basis, okay, found within neuroscience, that for people to do things, there needs to be a certain level of self-efficacy. Okay, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to go a little bit faster. I'm just worried. No, time's okay. All right. Then there's the growth mindset. Who's ever heard of Carol Dweck? No, she's Jewish, of course. Everyone on the west coast of America teaching as professors in behavior science is Jewish or Israeli, which is the same, pretty much. All right. So growth mindset works from, we can either have fixed mindsets or we can have growth mindsets. The only way we can go through any change in our life in a positive, productive way is if we learn how to foster a growth mindset. So let me give you an example of a growth mindset. Let me give you an example of a fixed mindset. You then can go through your life, work out which one you are, and then you can come speak to me and I'll give you maybe a handout or a chat on how to develop a growth mindset. So a fixed mindset is, I have a set intelligence, I have a set weight, I have a set, ability to do something, okay? A growth mindset is, I have an ability to develop my intelligence. I have an ability to manage my weight. I have an ability to learn and acquire new skills. It's a dynamic process of reorganization and retraining of the brain to go beyond what we currently know as our potential. I'm not saying that the fixed mindset isn't true. The fixed mindset is true for your current potential, for your current brain pathways. But neuroscience knows that we have something called neuroplasticity, which is the ability to reorganize, retrain, and rewire our brain. Therefore, we don't even know what we don't know we're able to do. Okay? Beautiful. If you